guys, the thing that I took the most out of yesterday, I start thinking about the numbers with this Toronto Maple Leafs team. 1 for 21 on the power play. The numbers that really strike me the most. 13 of 14 games, their last playoff games, with 2 goals or less. You are paying 4 guys, almost half your salary cap in Marner, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares. And what are you paying them for? To score. Well, you know what? With all due respect, I don't care if somebody gets 70 goals during the regular season. They can get 170 goals in the regular season. When it counts, okay? Where are these guys? Okay? Yeah, they were 1 shot away from overtime to beating the Boston Bruins, okay? But over and over again, nobody ever makes that shot. 1 playoff win in 20 years. And, John, I have to say, if you put the roster of this year's Boston Bruins next to the roster of this year's Toronto Maple Leafs, it should be heavily in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the fact is, the Boston Bruins' best centerman at the TD Garden where we were on Saturday night was in the stands waving a flag, and that was Patrice Bergeron. So, as we dissect on this show, what's wrong with the Maple Leafs, it's not talent. It's not talent. But over and over and over again, when the same things happen, you have to question some of the other things that is going on, not only with the team, but with the entire organization.
Well, you have to make a change, don't you? Finally,
yeah.
After all this time of running the same group out there, essentially the same key group, year after year after year, and having them fail.
Yeah.
And my issue is everybody's talking about Marner, and I'm not disputing that he will probably be one of the guys to go. But Nylander is a guy that I've always thought is overrated. And that is a hard argument to make when he scored, 3 goals in the playoffs, more than any other Leaf.
Yep.
But the truth is, his value on the market is probably as high as it's ever going to be. And therefore, what you get in return has to be important to the Maple Leafs. It's not just getting rid of these guys, it's what do you get back? And I think Nylander will bring you, Matthews will bring you who knows what, but Nylander would bring you a solid return, I think. And you have to do that. You have to. It's not even a question.
It's, once they signed him to that contract, and you're not gonna move Tavares, and I think that if go back, but if we go back and look at where the issues all started, I think it was in signing Tavares way back when, because you knew, your window for he signs a long-term contract, but you knew you had to win in the first 2 or 3 years,
right,
when you've had him under contract, because you're going to get erosion of skills. And listen, John Tavares is the hardest working guy on that team. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's the first guy on the ice at practice, and he's the last guy off. But you have to understand that that window was not as long as the contract. Here's, guys, what got me yesterday a little bit. So you talked about Sheldon Keefe. Sheldon Keefe fell on the sword, rightly or wrongly. A lot of people might say he should have fell on the sword. Whatever. He did. He stood up there. It's my job to make these guys win. We didn't win. That's on me. I didn't do my job. I'm responsible. Okay? Did we hear any player take responsibility during Baggy Day yesterday? No, we did not. We heard them stick up for Marner, and that's great. It shows team unity. We heard how close they are What are they close to? Getting to a second round, which they've done once in 20 years? How about coming out and saying, yeah, you know what? The coach is taking the blame, but we didn't do our jobs. You never hear any of the players saying that. And moreover, what you don't hear, you hear sadness, you hear shock. What you do not hear is anger.